Gentlemen, to yet another episode of My Two Cents, where I want to talk to you about our holiday season. And I know I'm kind of laid back because I was watching all the sports and I was letting the festivities get by because, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on. So I know a lot of people aren't paying much attention. We all know what's going on as far as the bowl game is concerned. Let's do, first of all, let's do this. I want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Get all that good stuff out of the way so then we can go ahead and get the focus on what's at hand. What's at hand is the 27th of December. U of L is taking on North Carolina State in the Belk Bowl. Everybody doesn't understand what a Belk is. Belk is a great big department store chain, and they decided they want to sponsor a game. They're sponsoring the game. That's great. That's all right. University of Louisville is going to show up. They're playing in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is basically a home game for the North Carolina State, being that they are in Raleigh. However, if you go back and look at the record, Louisville plays better on the road, so this may not work in their disfavor. I think they'll really do well. I'm concerned a little about the layoff because it's been quite a long time. It's hard to keep young guys interested in playing if you don't have game to game to game to game, and they do so well game to game to game. But when you have a month layoff in between the games, the last game they played and the game they're about to play, there may be some concern about a little bit of rustiness, but that's okay. That's okay. I think Charlie Strong, Coach Strong rather, I have to give him respect. Coach Strong has done so much with the program that he's been able to lift them up over the adversity they've had at the beginning of the season. He's able to rectify the ship, get it moving in a positive basis, and I think we're going to do quite well as they face the North Carolina Wolfpack. The Wolfpack is kind of similar. They have a 75 record as U of L does. However, they've won 5 of their last 7 games. We won 5 of the last 6 bars. So we're pretty much in the same boat. We're both kind of streaking at the same time, and it ought to be a pretty fair game. I don't know. Louisville, for an opportunity, may even go in as the favorite. I think they will because the defense is quite better than North Carolina State's. However, North Carolina State seems to have a little bit more opportunistic offense every once in a while. They get the chance to break on you, they will. So the thing we have to do is we have to suffocate them in the outset. Go ahead and see if we can get our young guys to get out there and do some good things early. Because I understand we're going to be without Michael Lee Harris this year. And, Greg Struggs had a bit of a graduation issue, and he won't be playing either. So we'll miss those 2 guys. But overall, I think we got a big enough squad that we can go out there and make some good things happen. Once we get that win under our belt, we'll be so happy. I have to say this before we go any further. I really appreciate Charlie Strong for stepping up and deciding he's going to stay with Louisville. I mean, because his name was popping up with the Penn State and popping up with every other little new job opening that came along. Because guess what? He's very low. He's got 1 or 2 games over 500 here in Louisville. But in that 1 game over 500, the nation has seen the devastating change on the uplift that he has brought here to Louisville, and as a result, he's a hot item. He is a hot item because he seems to be a man of conviction, because he flat out told the people, he said, hey, these guys gave me a shot, but nobody else gave me a shot. I'm sticking with them. I'm rolling with them, and I see he's building. I see he's building. I saw the other day he had a ball game where he's actually down front, very enthusiastic about about the basketball program. Really appreciate that out of a guy that doesn't really have to do that, but he does it. And I enjoy that because he's there cheering. And, if his recruits come in and see that the football coach is this enthusiastic about basketball, that shared feeling is something that will work very well for the U of L athletic program as a whole. Having said that, I'm looking forward to the game Tuesday night. I'm going to clear out all my schedule so we can watch the game. No problem. And then they have to get ready for the end of the week, because at the end of the week, we got Kentucky and U of L basketball. Now, U of L at the current moment is undefeated, and they've had some issues here of late. But see, the thing a lot of people are not realizing is that you're getting a lot of tinkering with the players. You're getting a lot of tinkering. When I say tinkering, different lineups, different looks, different opportunities. We're getting all these different things happening, and Pitino is trying to put it together, and I think they're going to do well. Myself, I've been holding back on the video, holding back on my whiteboard. I'm waiting to let football clear out before I start going with basketball, because basketball is a whole different animal. Instead of playing once a week like football, they play 2 or 3 times a week, and I'll be making more and more videos because where I was trying to talk to Coach Strong, I'll be talking to Coach Pitino, and that would be much, much harder to do because I get the feeling sometimes he doesn't like listening to outside voices. And as a result, the outside voices tend to not get through to him. And by then we'll have them. Right now, the biggest thing I see Louisville having, we've got through some injuries with the basketball program. We've had Murray got hurt. We've had Bullock got hit in the nose, and guys gone. Van Treese has been down, but we still managed to be undefeated, which is a testimony to the heart and character of the athletes that are available to play. Now, the only thing I do see is they appear to have what I call dead legs. Dead legs is when you exercise a group of kids so much that when it comes down to them playing the actual game, they're still tired. And if you watch the last couple of games, like West Virginia or the game prior to that, West Kentucky, I'm sorry, not West Virginia, but if you watch the games, you'll notice that they start out slow, and by the time they really basically get going, it's after a few minutes, and the other team really looks like they're running out on Louisville. But Louisville has superior athletes, it appears, because they can put it together and come out and win. One of the most superior athletes is a guy I've always trumpeted from the very beginning. I like the guy. You can't change my mind on him. He's a catalyst. I think it's going to be one of the things we're going to have to carry as the season progresses, and it's Russ Smith. Russ Smith, he signed on with these guys back in the junior high school. He came here, and it's quite apparent every time we listen to Rick Pitino talk that he just really don't like this guy, apparently. He really don't like him, and I find that hard to believe that a guy that would go out and recruit a kid, and the kid would come here, and he would take so much grief off his own coach all the time about his lack of passing and like. You got to face a fact, man. Not everybody comes from the same mold. Yes, they're all basketball players, but some of them are not point guards. Some of them are not big men. Some of them are not threes. Some of them are not fours. You can't just make him that because that's what you envision him to be. You have to take his skill set and apply it to what you need. And what I see happening is when we need points, we bring Russ off the bench like Vinnie Johnson used to do for the Pistons. Call him a microwave, call him whatever. But when dude comes in the game like he did West Virginia, he's up against the ropes. Next thing you know, we went on an 18-2 spurt. Russ had 13 of the 18. This is pretty good for a guy you don't like, Coach. But that's all right. But we're going to roll on because this is what I've been looking forward to. This is going to be one of the greatest weeks in U of A athletics because we're going to win the Belk Bowl, turn around, beat Kentucky. And once we get those two in, we're going to have a great time. This has been your holiday version of My 2 Cents. So sit back, relax, and watch the bowl games, eat some turkey and ham, and open up the gifts, and just have you a good old time. This has been Tony, and we are out of here.